Welcome back to another episode of To Whom It May Concern, the podcast. I am your host, Philip Brandon. It has been so long, let me tell you, the past few weeks have been nothing short of eventful. Many of parenting, kids, that's going to be a basic format for what I talk about. But when I tell you, the back to school drama that ensued has been just off the chain. So have not been able to get out as much content as I previously expected or wanted to, but we're back and we're in the studios. So so much has occurred. So I just wanted to follow up, right? So kids, I got a high school kid. I got kids that are in preschool. Let's talk about the high school kid for a second. Entering his junior year, pivotal year. Want to make sure, he's getting in all the clubs. His GPA is looking stellar and he's got everything that he needs because we fully expect him to go to a 4-year institution. That is our goal as parents. And not just a 4-year institution. We hope he will end up selecting at HBCU. I'm a proud Howard alum. Doesn't have to go to Howard, but it would be great to see him in that field and capacity. Our oldest is not the most fond of in-person school, and I get it. I wasn't the most. I thought school was actually, handcuffing to a degree. I'm a creative person. It was monotonous, same thing over and over. I couldn't wait to leave, but there are just certain things you got to trust the process. You have to, be able to know, like, hey, if I do these things, if I achieve these steps, I'm going to get to my ultimate goal. So that's what we're trying to instill in him. So talk about just, different mindsets for how you have to, again, communicate with your kids. Now, we got toddlers who just started preschool. And I kid you not, the first week, not even a full week, but the first week that they started, they come home and they're sick as hell. I'm talking runny nose, snot bubbles, yellow, fever. Wasn't COVID, thankfully. But these paraflus, parainfluenzas, like, this is a real thing, man. And, I got to give credits to all my parents out there, grandparents even, who find themselves in a caretaking role, a caretaking position, because that was almost 2 or 3 weeks worth of just nonstop doctor's visits, medicine, just supervision. Kids are fussy, they're cranky. And so it forces you to kind of stop almost everything that you're doing to make sure that they're good, right? And they're being taken care of. So it was quite an ordeal. But, being a part of the dad gang, parent gang, we put our kids first. And so just really needed to make sure that they were on the up and up. Now, I would be remiss if I did not give a special shout out to Mama Murray, my mother, who actually came down to help us out with that transition. She was, thank God for grandparents and just the village, right? Because I don't know what we were going to do. My wife and I were literally, she's with our infant newborn. I'm trying to tackle the kids and the teenager. So we're split, right? We're running man-to-man zone defense. It's crazy, right? It's super crazy, but it takes the village, man. So shout out to Mom Dukes for holding the fort down. She really helped us bring us back to stitch us back together a little bit because these kids was definitely taking over, man. So that's just been my week in a nutshell. Or several weeks in a nutshell. I know recently we have experienced some devastating losses. And so I want to give a special shout out to the families of Frankie Beverly, James Earl Jones, and, may their legacy continue to live on. May their contributions continue to live on because they did so much for the culture. Musically and for arts, James Earl Jones voiceovers Um, Coming to America, Frankie Beverly, dog. Like, I play this man. That's the Saturday. That is the connect. That's the plug. You want to clean up the house? Frankie Beverly, of course. You want to vibe and just top down, ride out? Frankie Beverly, man. So, I say these things because it's astonishing to know, like, wow, like we don't have them physically here, but the work that they've carved out and what they've put in, that's going to live forever. And honestly, that is one of the main goals, main reasons for me even starting this podcast, and doing the things I do. I want my work to precede myself. There's an expiration date for everything and for everybody. However, if my work is good enough, I hope that it's able to be found by others. I hope that it's able to motivate others. I hope that there is something that I did or created, curated, that will be able to be seen, felt, and heard, like the two greats that I just mentioned. May they rest in peace and in paradise. And I normally don't go on a soapbox about, the folks that we've lost. I'm very sensitive about loss and grief, but those names, those are not even honorable mentions. Those are top tier, right? So, much thanks to them, and for their accomplishments and for their legacy, for sure. Philip Brandon is a huge fan, for sure. So just wanted to make sure I put that out there, and get that out now. Real quick news. The wife and I celebrated our 14-year anniversary. Applause. No, man, and let me tell you, it is, it is nothing short of, I say, a miracle. The work that has to be done. Marriage ain't no joke. It's not a game. The commitment that you have to have, the selflessness, right, that you give up. When I was, young and conceited, my world don't stop, right? Marriage changes that, right? You gotta be locked in and tuned in to the needs of your spouse, and hopefully they're tuned in to the needs of yourself as well. And just looking over the 14-year marriage career that we've established. Now that's 14 years of marriage, but I've technically known my wife since I was in high school. So there's that. But if we're getting official, if we're counting the official years, it's 14, and it has felt like a lifetime so far. Definitely ups, some downs, lots, joy and pain, for sure, has been a part of this journey. But it has shaped me. It has matured me. It has developed me to be, I think, the person that I'm growing into now. And I'm thankful for it. So, just because it was back to school and we got some new kiddos around, we didn't, take the usual, vacation, if you will. We didn't, do the spa days and all that good stuff, but we were treated to a very nice home cooked meal, which I appreciate. And we spent the day with our kids. No surprises there. But we laughed and we had a lot of inside jokes that just reminded us of, like, man, I hadn't quite envisioned this, but this is where we are. I first met her. I didn't, I knew maybe one day Wedding Bells would be a part of that, but to see all the life that we've built around that was the true gift. That was the gift. So, shout out to anyone celebrating an anniversary this month, this week, this year. Shout out to anyone who's getting married. Make sure that you are completely locked in and you understand what those vows are about. Fellas in particular, got to give up the ghosts. Hopefully, if you were running around and sowing your wild oats, hey, it's got to slow down. You got to be, just one and locked in with your wife. I'm just letting y'all know that from true experience. But it's a beautiful thing, and you can accomplish some great things. I never thought we would have the things that we currently have, and I'm extremely thankful for them. No doubt about it. So wanted to just cue you all in. Man, it's been a minute. But we're coming back strong with some content. Again, I promise you some guests. There will be some guests. You're going to want to stay tuned for that. I promise you some, some different footage and vantage points. That's on the way as well. We're just heating up. We took a little pause. But we got to get back into the saddle. I've missed y'all. I've missed creating, and it's good to be here. But for right now, just wanted to touch base, reach the people, holla at you, fellas. How you feeling, ladies? Y'all all right? Hey, it's Philip Brandon signing out. Salutations, peace and love.